It's called fashionably late fuckface.
In the original No More Heroes, a guy named Travis Touchdown is conned into a series of life-or-death battles to become the #1 ranked assassin. In the sequel, it's pretty much the same setup. There's a multitude of twisted psycho assassins out there, and it's up to you to put them down to become the king of them all. With an assortment of improvements aimed at making the sequel a better game, No More Heroes 2 aims to please, but also fights to maintain its punk rock otaku style and sadistic killer instinct.
Fucked up assassins working with fucked up agents. Huh. Doesn't get any better than this.
So what's the motivation behind this desperate struggle? Travis's friend Bishop is brutally murdered by lackeys of the evil corporate giant Pizza Bat. Bishop! Although he only played a bit part in the first game, Travis will stop at nothing to avenge his death, even if it means climbing back to the top of the assassin rankings from the lowly number 51.
Congratulations on a fantastic victory! You are now ranked 50th!
Just 49 left.
Plus, the dude really wants to get laid.
So, this is the UAA office?
It doesn't 100% line up with the story from the first game, and the feeling of random craziness has only been amplified, but the mostly coherent plot progression does succeed in taking you through a bizarre bunch of boss battles and slapping you in the face with choice bits of dialogue you're unlikely to hear from any other game.
Man, I love your name.
You gonna fight me with all your hoes?
The first No More Heroes put you in a desolate town with nothing to do but work menial jobs and kill people. The open world structure gave the game a sense of place and a unique vibe, but felt a little too desolate and underdeveloped. The sequel gets you around town via a menu, letting you quickly jump to different locations to take on ranked assassins, play retro-style minigames to earn cash, drop by the gym to buff up your attack power and life bar, or purchase new weapons from the foxy Dr. Naomi. The ease of getting into your next activity, whether it's collecting cash to buy clothes and upgrades or killing the next guy or gal standing between you and #1, makes it easy to progress at your own pace. The experience is much less directed than the first game, and since you don't need to save up money to buy into ranking battles, you'll feel that much more freedom as you cut dudes in half with your laser sword. Even though side missions and part-time jobs are optional, you'll find yourself doing a lot more than simply bisecting chumps with your beam saber. Travis will find himself fighting in a giant mech battle, jumping on his bike for some mounted combat, and you'll briefly take control of new characters when killer schoolgirl Shinobu and Travis's brother Henry drop by for cameos. The game is never as successful as it is when it focuses on Travis tearing things up, but it has the good sense to abandon the tangents before the novelty wears off. There are noticeable highs and lows, but No More Heroes 2 rarely is a problem getting your attention and keeping you entertained. When it comes down to the actual mechanics of killing, Desperate Struggle is perversely satisfying. You can use the classic control pad if you like, but the Wiimote nunchuck combo is the preferred option, letting you use the button and stick for Travis's basic actions, and withholding the waggle for show-stopping finishing moves. Boss fights are a big deal in No More Heroes 2, just as they were in the first game, and you can expect a lot of variety in your opposition. Unique situations and methods of attack make each ranked assassin feel original, and while not every battle measures up, the title fights are easily the high points of the game. Not that carving up the goons that serve as appetizers before the main course isn't cathartic and enjoyable. Despite the fact that you'll have to recenter the camera frequently, and you'll sometimes feel that the waves of generic thugs may never stop rolling in, charging up power attacks, dodging, dizzying, and dealing out death blows is fun on a very basic level. While everybody is equally susceptible to lethal sword slashes and lucha libre takedowns, different types of enemies require slightly different approaches. The weapon you choose gives your fights a distinct tempo, helping keep combat a few steps above mindless button mashing. Like many other elements of the game, an ecstasy meter represented by a fire-breathing tiger and a slot machine that starts spinning on every kill are weird, abstract, and largely unexplained, but still awesome. A full ecstasy meter lets you go into slash-crazy hyperdrive, while getting lucky with the slots might turn Travis into a tiger so he can maul panicking enemies. Basically the No More Heroes equivalent of Pac-Man eating a power pellet. When you're in the mood for something less violent, the assortment of 8-bit style minigames is fairly impressive in its own right. Some of the games are good enough to warrant some playtime even if you weren't earning cash by playing them, and they're another piece of evidence that the game's developers are masters of their own eccentric style.
your dumb ass to my office now.
On a technical level, No More Heroes 2 gets by with plenty of flashy effects and only a few technical hitches concerning difficult camera control and occasionally choppy action.
Don't say that, handsome. Actually, you're just my type.
Like the first No More Heroes, the game is all about style, from its unmistakable character designs and appealing stylized violence to its slick cutscenes and artful scene-to-scene transitions. Despite similarities, the overall vibe is definitely different. While the first game mocked Travis's perverse otaku tendencies, the sequel celebrates them, with a gratuitous and unrelenting focus on female anatomy. You can tell a lot about a man from his anime collection, and it's tough not to notice the new breast physics. Fittingly, the visual indicator for your beam strength is a bobbling, smiley-faced phallus. When it starts to droop, you'll know it's time for a manual recharge.
Faster!
There's definitely plenty of violence in the Assassin game, but sex is a huge part of the package.
Oh yeah! I'm in it to win, baby! Number one, here I come!
More compelling than the digital boobage, however, is the varied, infectious soundtrack. The wickedly catchy main theme returns from the first game, along with numerous original themes for the game's multiple stages and boss battles.
Sorry, but I gotta make this quick.
Even the various retro beats pack an impressive, stylish punch.
What the fuck?
No More Heroes 2 desperately wants to be played, giving players a quick but fashionable menu, and upping its number game with more enemies, more bosses, more playable characters, and more weapons. It delivers more and better, and still packs much of the same style and flair that helped the first game succeed, despite its flaws. This is a heroic successor to a game that fell short of its potential, and if you've got the guts to face the insanity it throws at you, it's definitely worth checking out.
Enjoy your trip. On to the next one.